The way that he's developing with that, yeah, I was going to say, usually where people go from here, it's 6 Gate and Templars behind that +1 ground weapons and the Bling. And timing attack's basically the same. And we have the hidden Spire by the fourth.
This.
I love this, man. That is so cool.
You know, when I look at a map like this, I'm like, well, there's nowhere you can really hide something. Yeah, I guess you could hide it all the way behind the fourth.
This reminds me of, like, this is like a fruit dealer-esque move from, like, Wings of Liberty, man. This is like something that he would do. I love it.
This is like, we don't really see this very often.
We've been seeing a lot more heavy Mutalisk play from Zergs and CVP to, honestly, quite a bit of success. And right now, we already have 10 on the field. I think 5 or 6 more are in production. The Oracle now finally spotting these Mutas. Yeah, Solar is hard committing to the Mutalisk. We have air weapons coming in and 6 more Mutas about to pop.
This is kind of crazy. You know, the Phoenixes are being made, but Phoenixes, when you get a Mutas high enough in number, like 1 or 2 Phoenixes doesn't do anything. So he's got Stalkers. The Mutas do have to respect the Stalkers unless they get into an absurdly high number. But Ling Muta is actually fairly good against Stalker. Now he forces a cancel.
I think that was a kill, actually.
Oh, was that a kill?
I think so.
Even better. So he's going like all Muta Ling. And I assume that he's going to try to do a kill move here. Now, like we were saying earlier, there's no cannons here. So, like, he can just kind of fly in and hit as hard as he wants.
Oh, that shield battery MVP right now anchoring. That Phoenix just barely staying alive. It is honestly, it is surprisingly difficult, even on low ping, to keep Phoenix alive against a flock of Muta that is in the double digits like this. We have 22 out already, 6 more in production.
This is crazy. He's about to max out on Ling Muta.
Yeah, this
is a StarCraft 1 ZVZ comp here.
What
this
year
is crazy.
Is it, man?
Yeah, this is wild. Okay, so he's going to start to hit in all these different locations.
There is a fair bit of static defense spread across Sound's bases, by the way. Storm is done. Storm can be really deadly, both on the Lings and the Mutas. 2 photon cannons and a shield battery, but the Mutas are just so high in number. Even with the Phoenixes, Zaun is kind of finding it hard to engage against this. So many probes falling.
Yeah, if he could just stay in range, he can clear that. The problem is that this is just a huge wrecking ball.
I almost feel like he should throw down a Fleet Beacon, right? But this is some pretty good trading going on for Zaun right now. That's a lot of Mutas falling. Yes, you did lose 12 probes, but Mutalisks, they are not cheap. 200 resources a pop.
Now, he's got Archons here. Archons are the organic counter to the composition of Zergling Muta. Nice storm there, actually. Beautifully done. Is Zaun stabilizing here?
I think he is.
It feels like he's kind of got the answer.
Dude, forget what I was saying about a Fleet Beacon. Zaun is infinitely better than me, man. His control's been so on point, his positioning, too. Now, these Mutas, they still are getting a lot of value. Solar's Micro is a force to be reckoned with.
He's going to go into Corruptors.
The way that, yeah, he's going to go Muta Corruptor. So he's going to try and just win the air war completely here against Zaun.
He's like tripling down on what he's doing.
He's breaking the ankles of these Phoenix, man. 3 Phoenix just died, and now he's going to hit the 3rd.
Yeah, this is such an unusual way to approach this. Oh my god, and he's going to kill most of these Phoenixes before the Corruptors are even a factor. It's like he's doubling and tripling down on the tech that he's got. Now, the Stalkers, gosh, I guess he can just play keep away, can't he?
I feel like you need Stalkers or Storm or an Archon or something on the ground to just really solidify the position with a Phoenix. When it's just Phoenix and you don't have range, it is really hard. You need to basically babysit those units the entire time against the Mutas, because the Mutas, if they go back and then they turn on a dime and they dive on the Phoenix again, you're going to lose like at least 1 Phoenix, maybe even 2 to the initial volley. But there's just so much damage. Now that Corruptors are getting added into the mix, I wonder how Zaun is going to mix it up. Oh, the Storm's pretty good right now for Zaun. Man, so many Storms.
Yeah, lots of Storms back to back there.
Yeah.
You know, what Solar's doing is scary, but I'll tell you what, like the 4 bases are still up.
If Zaun can max, this becomes very difficult here for Solar. You might need to start going into Hive Tech, adding in Baelings. Something will need to change, because
it looks like Banes is kind of the end game move here. Yeah. Zerg isn't that gas rich, but you know, a couple of Baelings can make a huge difference in a fight. Stalkers are very bad against Baelings too. If they actually get the connections off, they will be killed pretty quickly. And, you know, again, I'm kind of blown away by Zaun able to take these fights. These Lings coming in here are going to get a big surround on those Stalkers. I don't see them blinking at all. Dude, I don't think he's even watching.
The Storm plus the Archon getting so much damage. All those Mutas into the orange and the red, but the rest of the Azir is dissipated. Oh, the Storms are massive! Oh, just insane Storm, one after another! The Muta block is down to 9! On the ground, there was basically no anti-air. We had, what, 3 Phoenix and a handful of Stalkers, but what, 4 subsequent Storms? Just chained, perfectly tracking the Mutas. And Solar's army value just got wiped off the map, Tasteless. Look at what we have right now. Massive army lead here for Zoud, and he is right on the counterattack.
Yeah, he's realized he's got a huge opportunity when the Muta count was, put down to almost 0 here. He's going to try to run in. There's some Banelings morphing, but I think the Stalkers and Zealots can get there before they finish.
The Zealot just doing so much work on the ground. The Phoenix, they are deep in the red. Zoud with those Storms, just changing the momentum of this game in an instant. And now the Zealots are rampaging all of the bases.
Whoa.
What an insane engagement.
That was crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen Storms chained on Mutas like that.
Well, the idea is they can dodge it, right? But he just, stormed into every dodge.
That was crazy.